Welcome to Launchpad Live, Spokane's Business Connection Show. I'm Bill Kalivas.
And I'm Monique Cotton. We're coming to you from the Saranac Public House off Main Division in downtown Spokane. And it's the perfect backdrop to talk about the form of art that's made us laugh, cry, even scream, movies and short films.
That's right. So what does it take to be an award-winning filmmaker? Did you know our community is a great place to start in filmmaking and perhaps earn kudos for your work?
We'll talk about those things and much more. Launchpad Live starts right now. The 50-Hour Slam is a local instant film competition similar to the popular 48-Hour Film Festival, but as we'll hear, there are plenty of differences.
That's right, and today we have two special guests representing 50-Hour Slam. We have Juan Moss of Purple Crayon Pictures. Welcome, Juan. Thanks for being here. We also have Mr. Robert Foote with Community Minded TV. Robert, how are you?
I'm great, thanks, Bill.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Thanks, Winnie.
We appreciate you joining us. So tell us what makes the 50-Hour Slam unique and different.
I think that it's there's a group of us who came together to organize it, and it's us trying to figure out how to inspire and motivate the filmmakers differently every year. There's similarities to the 48. I was one of the original people who helped design and created the 48-Hour Film Festival. We took that concept but expanded on it. But at the same time, we found ways of connecting it to other mediums of art that are created in Spokane and highlighting them in the films or collaborating with the filmmaker somehow so that we can see all the great artwork that Spokane does.
That's great. So what's the overall goal or mission of the 50-Hour Slam? Robert, you want to start with that?
I think really it's to really develop that collaboration that Juan was just talking about. Get people who've always wanted to make a film, really whether they have an idea of going into it, what it's going to be, really try to compress everything down so there's a little bit of pressure, but at the same time you can accomplish something as substantial as making a decent short film in the span of a weekend.
But that's a lot of work. I mean, it really is.
It is a lot of work. It takes a lot of communication and collaboration among team members. And this year. That's one of the things. The greatest things that we noticed is that the number of teams stayed the same, but it actually the number of players in each team got a little bit bigger as people kind of realized that there's a lot when you bite off making a short film, from writing, producing, booking talent, getting gear, all of those elements. There's a lot that goes into that. And dividing that work up among many hands make light work, it came out very, very successfully this year. People really latched onto those ideas.
Right. And I think the thing too is that artists have a tendency, we don't have a deadline. We kind of keep working on it, keep working on it, keep coming for reasons why it's not done. The 50-hour is that. You have a deadline. You have exactly 50-hour period to complete it. It is what it is when it's finished. And it kind of it's kind of a purge. And then you get all that creativity out.
So does that mean because I keep missing deadlines Monique gives me, then I'm really creative?
Not for you.
Not for me. It doesn't work. I knew it.
Good try, though.
I was trying to get that in there. Yeah.
See, I talked to them before.
Nice.
We're buds.
Yeah.
So who should enter?
Anybody. The best part about our competition is we have people who are entering who are 40 plus years old and have been making little movies forever, or to high school kids who are just starting. The range of knowledge is vast because at the end of the day, the 50-hour time frame kind of puts everybody in the same league. You only have so much time to do it. There's only so much you can do. Then we, at the same time, through Robert and through a lot of support from the other filmmakers in the community, we create workshops before the event that people can come and ask questions and get some insight on things. Robert's got full facility upstairs. They can use the cameras, the editing facility as part of their period, during the period. And in the last this is our second year, in the 2 years we did workshops where we thought they needed them. We had one on theory on writing and storytelling, one on editorial, and one on cinematography. And we had a great panel created by professionals and educational people here in town to do that. This year we did one, we felt sound was an issue in the first year, so we did one primarily focusing on sound, and I don't remember what the other part of it was.
The other part of that was
the output. Because
compressing your project.
Majority of the teams who had a problem the first year wasn't in completing making the movie. was in downloading it to give it to us, because that's part of the process.
Right.
We have to have a file that works, and it has to be completed on that file. We had 5 or 6 teams scrambling, trying to download things, and they were having problems. And the best story is one team where they downloaded it once, and then for whatever reason, they didn't check the first DVD, and they thought it wasn't working, so they kept doing it, and it wasn't working. The original DVD that they first did was working, and so they didn't qualify for that round. They qualified for the next rounds in the Slack.
So you're not totally out. You can go.
No, we set up we set it up. You have 50 hours. You have to deliver a hard copy of the film to us. Then we, the organizers, view the film to make sure it meets all the criteria. The criteria normally is it has to have one of the 3 criteria items. Plus, it has to have the proper credits. We're teaching them also. It has to have all their proper paperwork, their location agreements, their release agreements from their talent, their city permit. The city's been fantastic in working with us, where they can go on and online and fill out a permit, and they're given a permit for the weekend to shoot, as long as they fill it out all properly. So these are all criteria that they have to fulfill. It's not just making the movie. You've got to do the paperwork part of it. If all that works, then they go to the next stage, which is they get judged by the judges. But what we decided after the first year was that any film that didn't get past that first stage but still submitted a movie to us that night, we allowed them like a couple of days to fix whatever problem they had, and allowed them then to participate in what we call the viral vote, which is all the films get put online, and then the general public can watch them online and vote for their best choice. Last year, we had a fantastic part where it was the winner of the judges was a different film. The audience choice the evening that we did the presentation was a different film, and the viral film was a different film. And all three of those movies only got made because the guys kept up. They didn't give up.
So how often is the 50-hour slam going to take place, and when's the next one?
Every year, we pretty much try to slate the workshop for somewhere around the middle of March. We do the actual slam part of it, the 50-hour block, usually around the first weekend in April, and then the judges come back with their votes, and we do our screenings at the Magic Lantern here, first or second weekend in May. So it just kind of depends on where the holidays fall. This year was a strange one. We had. It was the Easter weekend that we actually did the 50-hour slam, and then we had originally scheduled the Mother's Day weekend to do the screening, but then we moved that.
We moved it to the
Saturday instead of the Sunday.
We were willing to take on the Easter Bunny, but not Mom.
But not Mom, yeah.
Yeah, you can't win. You can't win with Mom. Going against Mom.
So you guys look like you're having a lot of fun with it, though. I mean, you must be seeing and meeting some creative people that are just not quite sure how to get what they want on film. So you're teaching them, but you're also probably tapping into some creativity.
That's really one of the beauties of working with the Slam, is that you end up with a lot of disparate people in the community who end up coming together, either for the first time at the Slam or coordinate their own event around the Slam. And so you end up with experienced filmmakers who have been making short films or even full-length films for years and years, working with younger guys, mentoring them through the process. Everybody has to struggle with exactly the same parameters, so when they come back the next year, we'll change a couple of things. Like this year, we had a special bonus Easter egg because it was on Easter. So we put some little kind of caveats of what your film has to have in it. Everybody must wear sunglasses, or nobody can walk on screen, that sort of thing. And if you get bonus points if you meet those parameters, if you decide to choose an Easter egg. Some teams didn't choose an Easter egg. Actually, I think almost everybody did pick an Easter egg.
Not everybody did the Easter egg, so they lost points.
I see.
Yeah.
But you're dealing with creative people.
Yeah.
They should think. If anybody can figure it out, they can.
That's the hope. It's all pushing the envelope with them, getting them. I think the other part that the Slam does too, because of us involving, last year was sculpture, this year was the spoken word of Spokane, was a big aspect. Plus music last year. Last year we had, this year we had people from the Get Lit program and also from Broken Mic program, and they gave us poems that we chose that had to be the theme of the movies being made. And then they came and performed it. Now we saw poets there that night. Some of them started talking about being interested in maybe them doing some of their own film stuff. You got the filmmakers realizing that there's a really strong poet community and music community and an art community. It's about the whole artistic community starting to support each other and coming together.
Yeah.
And it's exchanging of ideas. I mean, it's the exciting part of doing that.
Yeah, sorry. Where can people access who the winners were and the past winners?
So, 50hourslam.com is the website. They can go and view and make a viral vote for whichever film of the 19 or 20 entries that we had this year, whichever one they think is the best film, and then we'll award that. Voting, I think, gets cut off the end of August.
End of August, and
then we'll award the viral vote winner will be awarded at Real Spokane?
Yeah.
Great. I'm glad I got all that right.
You can get that one right. But we also, there's a link on there to be able to view all of last year's movies as well, and it announces which ones were the winners.
And I regularly broadcast. I broke all of the films, I put them into basic half-hour chunks, and we broadcast them on Community Minded Television, Channel 14, the same station that we broadcast Launchpad Live on.
Sure.
So that's usually on Friday, Saturday nights, kind of a little later in the evening, and then Sunday evening is kind of our local filmmakers. From like 8 to midnight is kind of our local filmmakers. So you'll see an episode or two there. So I have all the films running on the station currently, but in nice, easy to swallow pieces. And then you can just go to the website. There's directions on there as well. Go to the website and vote.
And our other partner, Joe Davis with Magic Lantern, he already had an encore presentation of the films done again in the theater. Because look, as filmmakers, the thing you want is your film to be seen as much as possible. Yes, there's the YouTube. Yes, you can see it on your website, on our website. You see it on the TV, but to see it actually up in the theater screen, it's exciting. It's exciting.
Absolutely.
So, and I know Joe's planning to do another one again towards the end of the summer, and it's his way of being part of the Slam, but at the same time supporting filmmaking here in Spokane.
So I know we've talked a lot about the 50-hour Slam. So what do you guys do the rest of the year? Is it all prep up to this point? You've talked about a couple of different things that you do aside from the 50-hour Slam. So fill us in on that.
Well, it's all. Well, there's basically 6 partners, and we all have different work jobs. There's Adam Boyd, who's my partner with Purple Crayon Pictures, and that's our own little company that we're developing scripts and some web programming, some web shows with that. But we make our living working on film sets. As a matter of fact, Adam's right now working on the latest North by Northwest movie, and that's why he can't be here today.
Is that Admissions?
Admissions, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then Tom Deneen, who's another one of our partners, and he kind of represents a group called Faves, Film and Video Enthusiasts of Spokane, and Vex Media. But he makes a living working for Blue Digital Technology here in town, and so that's what he does most of the time. Brandon here from the Saranac is another one of our partners, and obviously he runs the restaurant. Joe, who's a doctor in Seattle, but has the Magic Lantern. That's how he. Robert's got the television station upstairs. And then Jimmy, who is a web designer and encoder, and he has kind of a large company that he works with people in different parts of the country.
So this is a collaborative effort. Are you just pretty much volunteering to help
absolutely.
out?
Yeah,
and
we all
pull
basically, it's a lot of it is all done via email, coordinating, figuring things out, and then
I guess the rest of the year we kind of set up what's going to
happen.
What's going to happen next year. We've got some really exciting things coming up for the third year of the Slam, and we're
like 60% ahead of where we were last year. So we already know like how things are lining up and what's going to happen. So it takes time, but it's on a volunteer basis. So we slip it in between, and just like tonight, it was supposed to be everybody here, but we easily passed the hat off on someone taking the lead. While the rest
we're kind of spread out all over the world right now. So,
it's literally.
Well, thank goodness there's that collaboration with everybody, so it can keep going as you all continue your lives.
And I think it helps with enthusiasm because when Robert gets slammed, or if I get slammed, with our personal work or personal lives, somebody else jumps in and starts taking care of stuff. So, and I think kind of that's the feeling of the Slam. It's about working collaboratively on something that's exciting, energetic, and kind of enticing you to do something different.
And reaching out to the other elements in the art community.
Yes.
First year was the musicians, so we got we got Carly Fairbanks and C-Flow and
Angels. Something
Angels, yeah. Fallen Angels?
Fallen Angels.
Too. They
nice collaboration on that.
Exactly.
So it is always a collaborative effort.
Collaboration in action.
Yeah.
And then this year we had, like Juan said, the open mic and Get Lit.
And the Historical Society.
And then the Historical Society, we included, you had to include one of the historical sites in Spokane in your film, so that at the end, now the Historical Society is going to take the top films and judge which one of those they want to screen at the Historical Preservation Conference, which is
give
here
them
at the
their
end
own
of
little
October.
award. We were helping promote that aspect of that happening in the city, what's happening in October, right?
Was there anything else that you'd like to share that we haven't covered yet?
Let's see. Well, I mean, we could talk a little bit more about the workshops, that happen at Community Minded Television, upstairs at Channel 14 on the 3rd floor here, where people can come and really get to know the gear that they're interested in using. If they want to move up to a digital camera from a tape camera, we do classes and all those sorts of things. We've got lights and microphones and all this stuff to check out. So if you're, it doesn't take a multi-$1,000 investment to actually get a little camera and microphone and lighting package together. You can basically just show up at Community Minded Television. We'll obviously run, kind of qualify, whether you live in Spokane County or not, that sort of thing. But
maybe Monique and I could throw something together.
Definitely.
Yeah, by all
How to
means.
cram as many insults into a half an hour program.
We've got that down. We've got that down.
I think we're ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just do a highlight.
You guys can just do a slam each other reel.
Just go to insult.com
Right.
and
Insult.
just pop right out.
Right. So if filmmakers, people in the artistic community are interested in getting involved, or if there are other people like Bill who probably should only be spectators, how do we get more information?
The website.
Well, yeah, you can go to either the 50hourslam.com website, community-mindedtv.com website will teach you how to kind of get involved with classes and getting to know the technology and things like that you need in order to actually make that happen. And then
Facebook page.
Our Facebook page, naturally.
Is up and running.
I think we're on Twitter as well. We did include Twitter as well.
This year.
This year, one of the films that didn't make it into the top 15 films. But because they had the best tweets while they were filming, they
Love it.
were
Got a
included
couple
in
extra points.
couple extra points, and then
Yeah.
got included in the audience screening at the Magic Lantern. So
I mean, the important thing for us at the Slam is basically there's the three things we're trying to deal with. One is there's always that fear that can I do something, can I not do it, and by putting that time frame, look, you just give them 50 hours, give it a shot, see what happens, and you're never gonna know unless you try. Mm-hmm. The second is that that as artists, filmmakers, as people of Spokane, being aware how much art there is actually and how much there is in Spokane that you can value and be proud of. Mm-hmm. To say, there's things happening in Spokane that are worth watching and seeing,
right.
And it's constantly growing. And we do tap in probably to the younger crowd, and I think that's the message that we're always trying to force in. Mm-hmm. There's no reason to pack up and go to Seattle, go to Portland, because there's cool things here too.
Right.
And the last is the important part is that for anything to really work, it's when the community comes together. The amount of community support we get from us putting the event together is fantastic. Everything from City Hall support, from the Parks and Rec support.
Arts Commission.
The Arts Commission. It's just fantastic. And the event here, when we had the closing night party, was a blast. There was musicians just showed up and said, "Can we play for you guys while you guys are watching the movie?" Sure.
Nice.
We set them up and we played them. They were playing, and it became like a fun, almost grassroots little festival.
That's awesome. That's cool.
Love it. Well, thank you both for joining us.
welcome.
Juan Moss, owner of Purple Crayons, and Robert Foote with Community Minded TV. Thank you again for being with us.
Thank you very much.
So pretty cool, huh? 50-hour slam.
I love talking to these guys. They're so creative and they're really easy to talk to. And I love being here at Saranac. I haven't been here. This is my first time, and Sure smells good.
Yeah, no, we love this place, and they've been great hosts. And I'm excited about how these folks in the film community are mentoring young people, creative people, really helping them to kind of be a catalyst for some things that maybe they would be scared to do on their own, right?
It's a deadline too.
Right.
It's branching out into the community and giving a deadline. So hey, you've got 50 hours. There's no excuse.
Your favorite theme with me, right? Deadline?
Deadline.
That's right.
I need to keep hammering that in though, because it's just not sticking.
It's hard for us creative people, so keep working with me and mentoring me. I'd really appreciate that.
Okay.
All right.
I'll give it my best shot.
All right.
Thank you for joining us for Launchpad Live. As always, it is our goal to help connect you to the best and the brightest in our community. Also, thank you to Chromasign Digital Media Powerhouse for doing all of our production every single week. We really appreciate it. And thank you for joining us. As always, it's our goal to help you build business relationships.